Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the more survivalists and sharing something with you guys that you're probably not going to be seeing in the news because a Muslim terrorist just slaughtered 5 people in Norway with a bow and arrow. Muslim terrorist is one of those things that we're supposed to pretend does not exist, even though it does, and it's by far the main reason why you have these terrorist attacks across the world. 9 out of 10 times it's Islamic terrorists perpetrating such attack. And also, it's a bow and arrow, so that's not cool for mainstream media. They want to see guns, evil guns being used, and something they can actually ban. Banning a bow and arrow is like banning sticks and strings. You know, it's kind of difficult to achieve. So they don't want to share this with you. But it did happen, unfortunately. 37-year-old Muslim convert flagged for radicalization, attacked in an appear to be a terrorism attack. So yes, in fact it was, and he was actually screaming out, bear witness that I am a Muslim. So this is what the guy was actually screaming out. You know, I'm a messenger, I'm a Muslim terrorist slaughtering people, basically. It's what he was explaining. And here's the bright young man here. You know, it's interesting how these religions with this kind of philosophy usually attract some of the worst losers in the planet, some of the most vile people you could think of. Again, most cases it is an Islamic terrorist involved. It's rarely a Jesuit priest going on a bloody rampage, running over people with a truck. It's not all that common. You don't always see that. It's kind of rare. So these guys, it attracts this kind of losers, these violent losers that want to blame society for their own failures. They feel attracted to these religions that really fit them like a glove. The violent aspect of it, let's go in a violent rampage and slaughter as many infidels as you can so as to end up in heaven with I don't know how many virgins. Yeah, there you have your perfect example of that nonsense. Anyway, this guy ended up killing 5 people, 5 poor innocent people that were just Norwegians going about their day, all of a sudden getting hit by arrows by this lunatic. And I was curious about, here's an arrow sticking in that wall there. Apparently this is what he used, just very apparently typical target arrows. I thought at first that he used some kind of like hunting arrows, something like with those razor blades that create a much bigger wound. But at the same time, if you're just going about your day and someone starts shooting arrows, I doubt even that your brain registers. If you feel suddenly like a thud in your back and you feel that it's a sting or pain and suddenly hard for you to breathe, the last thing that's going to be going through your mind is some Islamic terrorist shot me with an arrow. So that even in spite of the low IQ this Islamic convert obviously has, that worked in his favor. How silent an arrow is. If it's a gunshot, you immediately know what's going on. If you hear a gunshot and you see someone drop, it is very clear that someone is shooting at people and you take action. Now, if someone suddenly drops, you may not even see the arrow until you actually get close. Even if you get shot by it, I doubt you realize what's going on until you actually see the shaft sticking out of your body. So that's how this Islamic terrorist managed to kill 5 people. And there's a little map here showing how he moved around. Started in a supermarket, shooter opens fire, extra supermarket, arrow stuck in a tree nearby. So apparently he moved around a bit. A witness reports seeing a woman with an arrow lodged in her body, and they finally caught him a couple blocks over there. This happened in Kongsberg, Norway. Apparently the guy is Danish. Anyway. So we have another one of these events, but because it's an Islamic terrorist, which we're not even supposed to talk about, you're not going to be hearing about it in the news because it's 5 people dead by the use of a bow and arrow. It's not according to their agenda. So pretty sure you're not going to be seeing any of this. Let's just check CNN. Let's place our bets, okay? What's going on here? How much did they give this suspect name? Oh, okay, actually surprising. Suspect name in Norway, bow and arrow attack. No mention of the Islamic terrorist aspect, right? The attack, here it is, a little bit smaller. The attack that left 5 dead is being treated by police as an act of terror after officers revealed the suspect had converted to Islam. Okay, there it is. Other stuff going on. At least 46 people dead and dozen injured after a major fire broke out in Taiwan. Other stuff going on. But I guess that the lesson here is, you just never know when these things could happen. You may live in really, guys, we cannot be blind about this in terms of, oh, Norway is such a shithole. No, it's not. Norway is one of the safest places in which you could possibly live. But that doesn't mean that you should drop your guard. I mean, if you're living here, you're living in one of the safest societies you can find yourself. That does not mean that you don't have these lunatics running loose. And it may be this guy, it may be some pervert that's going after your daughter, your son, your newborn even, know the twisted mind of some of these folks. So you always have to keep, on that yellow-orange level of awareness, because you simply never know. This does not mean that you live in fear. This does not mean that you're going paranoid or you just stop enjoying life. None of that. It's really the opposite. It's do all of those things while being aware that nowhere is absolutely completely safe, and you can actually completely drop your guard and just go about your life without any minimal amount of awareness. Always have that, even if it's on a yellow-orange level, put it that way. Am I going to be as worried walking around this community in Norway as I would be walking down suburbs of Buenos Aires? Of course not. There's a place where people end up getting shot and killed every single day during different robberies and crimes. And this is not the case. But something like this could still happen. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Have an awesome day. See you on the next video. Take care.